We're getting 3.5 seconds on the Vbox, which is outstanding. So good, and that is without launch control engaged. The 2015 and also the 2016 F-Type R coupes without all-wheel drive. Hard to interrupt this car's absolutely magnificent V8 engine. But the previous 0 to 60 time was 3.9 seconds. So this all-wheel drive addition to the F-Type is a huge performance improvement. So down to 3.5, exceptionally impressive. What I've been calling the most beautiful, fastest car I've ever driven is absolutely a dream in all-wheel drive. And let's I want to touch on why the all-wheel drive makes such a huge difference. But first we need to do some more launch starts. So the F-Type R, of course, comes with a 5-liter supercharged V8 making 550 horsepower at 6,000 RPM. We have dynamic mode, active dampers, a switchable exhaust, as well as carbon ceramic brakes, 8-speed speed shift automatic transmission by ZF. Absolutely phenomenal. Pedal controls for the R mode, and literally fastest vehicles you could ever imagine. It is sublime. The all-wheel drive edition, so we can touch on that while we're getting to our other launch points out in that national park area. Again, because the F-Type is so fast, it's hard to do it in suburban, or it's hard to give it the full beans in suburban and urban settings. But the reasons that the all-wheel drive is so good, so let's break it out into three bullets. First one, obviously, pure launch performance. So the performance with the all-wheel drive option for the F-Type R, which is available for the S as well as the R with the V8, really just dramatically improves the ability of the vehicle to put its power down really effectively for those lightning fast jumps off the line. So that's a big deal. That's like half a second right there. So that's a big improvement. The second reason that you really are going to love having the all-wheel drive variant is because it's sorry, I got distracted by the radar detector. The second reason for the all-wheel drive is that this Jaguar instinctive all-wheel drive is really rear biased. First off, it's 0% front, 100% rear is the default configuration, and then in dynamic modes and as needed, it flips to like a 10-90 split, and up to like 50-50 front rear, depending on how much traction you really need at that very moment. But the fact that it is either 0 to 100 or 10-90, 10% to the front, 90% to the back, really guarantees just an exceptionally pure driving experience. But you have the huge benefit of added traction. So let's bring that to the second point, or to the third point rather. So that added traction is a huge confidence builder on track as well as just around town. Where I've heard from some previous Porsche guys and other F-Type fans that on tracks there were a couple spooky moments because the F-Type is so focused and such an intense vehicle that if you were really pushing at 10/10ths, you could lose the car, and it felt coming over fast bends and in big elevation change areas, it was a little scary for some people. So the all-wheel drive corrects all of that, not only on the track but on the road, and really lets you go as hard as you could in a GTR or a 911 Turbo. So this F-Type R is a huge piece of news for me, for the car world. Best car I've ever driven, certainly for an extended period of time. I love it. I love everything about it. It's absolutely phenomenally beautiful. Sounds sublime. It's one of the best sounding vehicles you could ever imagine. Fabulous back bellow. Really nice staccato in the second phase of the variable valve and cam event lift timing. So even if you have sports. We have it in dynamic mode right now with the sport exhaust on, but I can turn that off. Even in that mode, which it is much more stealthy, and you can drive on like 3/4 throttle without having any kind of worries about waking the neighborhood. But it does wake up. You can wake up the engine. It's just a throttle mash away, and it really sounds just absolutely marvelous. It's a really deep bellow. Got to see the F-Type and hear it next to an Aston Martin V8 Vantage this morning, and the F-Type is so much. It's a richer sound. The Aston is more of a shrill, sort of like shrieky, sort of like flat plane V8 type sound, whereas and sort of like more of a maybe a tenor and maybe even soprano for the Aston V8. Whereas this Jaguar F-Type R's supercharged V8 is definitely in the baritone speaking range. So it has those quad pipes with rifled innards and so really responsive shift paddles. The CF transmission is stellar. The drivetrain is phenomenal. I absolutely adore it. I think it might be my favorite car in the whole world. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm totally ruined now. I'm just when I first heard the car as I was picking it up, I literally got a tear in my eye, just like that Audi commercial that they just released. But I had figured it was going to be an F-Type S or something. So tear in my eye when I saw the R, and of course the R all-wheel drive has no downsides, really doesn't. And that would be like a possible fourth point for why you would really want all-wheel drive. In addition to just launch performance, the purity of the drive experience, even with all-wheel drive. The third, having so much more control and ability to put down the power hard whenever you want, in any weather, in almost any weather. And then the fourth thing would be the fact that this F-Type with all-wheel drive has absolutely incisive steering, fantastic turn-in, really good sense of lightness for the nose, of course lightness for the entire vehicle, extremely rigid but also super light aluminum alloy chassis as well as bodywork. It really is just all working for this car. I'm so sold. I've been selling everybody else on it, and hopefully can convince you that this is a game changer of a vehicle for a Jaguar. Really in love. So we're in first right now. Type R Coupe all-wheel drive, as tested, comes in with a sticker price of $123,500, and that is up from its base price of $103,000. And $103,000 is the base price for this vehicle, but it still feels like terrific value even with that sticker price. And of course, with the options on this car, which include the black pack for $600, a suede interior pack for $1,000, adaptive forward lighting and other stuff for about $3,000, carbon roof for $3,600, and then carbon brakes for $12,000. That's the big option, are the carbon ceramic brakes. And that comes with forged alloy wheels and yellow calipers. We actually have caliper color choice, but the test car here has yellow calipers and is gorgeous. Absolutely stunningly beautiful. Stunning. So we're going to try to get out on some more, some desolate roads where we don't need to worry about other traffic or road safety as much, and really demonstrate the GTR killing abilities of this 2016 Jaguar F-Type R. But as it is, you can definitely get a sense of its merits, hopefully even from just this video. It is phenomenal. Anybody who's buying a 911, Corvette Z06, Nissan GTR, BMW i8, I mean, you guys really need to drive this vehicle. It is so terrific. Love. There's no other word for it. Love, roars, passion. I mean, it all really goes together. I've started calling it my Jag, when people talk to me about it. Instead of saying, trying to explain that I review cars. Just saying, do you like it? Because it's gotten so much attention this week. that it's really, it's become my Jag, and I might just run down to Tijuana and never come back. All right, we'll see you guys later. This is Tom Burkhardt for Car Revs Daily.